It's been a little over 20 years since we've been sailing the Grand Line with Luffy and the Straw Hats in search of that elusive treasure, One Piece. It's been a voyage full of adventure and thrills, and through their journey, this merry gang of pirates has forged new friendships and rivalries, experienced victories and loss, as well as happiness and heartbreak. While One Piece as a general rule makes you crack up with laughter or bubble with excitement, it does have some truly tragic moments. Naturally, some of these moments belong to the Straw Hats or to major figures who are part of a particular story arc. But the beauty of One Piece is that it reserves some of its best writing for even the most minor figures, characters who are seemingly on the sidelines and may not have much of an impact on the overall plot, but their stories still enrich our experience. Today, we're counting down the 10 saddest moments in the series that aren't just there to make us cry, but also serve as vehicles for character development and story progression, all of which makes One Piece the wonder it is. Without further delay, let's get on with it. Raizo is safe. These 3 words uttered by Inuarashi to Kinemon carry the weight of loyalties that go so deep they can't be expressed in words. Zo, a phantom island on the back of an ancient elephant, has just survived a brutal invasion by Jack, the beast-like pirates in pursuit of Raizo, a ninja from the land of Wano. He's certain Zo's mink tribe's hiding Raizo, but despite their protests, he tortures and poisons them, with his search ending in disappointment. Days later, when Kinemon, Kanjuro, and their young ward Momonosuke arrive in Zo, the Straw Hats expect the minks to take out all their anger on the visiting samurai from Wano. To their shock, the minks tearfully inform Kinemon of Raizo's presence on the island and his well-being. It's revealed that the minks are allies of the samurai and have admirably carried out their responsibility at great risk to their own lives. This moment of revelation isn't overtly sentimental, but is subtly moving, a surprising little gem in a series as rambunctious as One Piece. Next up, we have the moment when Fisher Tiger tells Koala it's okay to cry. As a child, scarred by her years as a slave to the celestial dragons, the young Koala had learned to wear a fake smile and never shed a tear for fear of being persecuted or killed. Even when she's rescued by Fisher Tiger and briefly becomes a member of his Sun Pirates, she struggles to embrace her newfound freedom. For the next 3 years, the creepy smile stays in place, along with her repeated vows to work tirelessly and never cry. There's no convincing her that her life is hers and no one else's. All that changes when Fisher Tiger snaps Koala out of her fear, using actions rather than words, that it's okay to cry and show emotion. When realization finally hits, the tears Koala held back for all of those years finally flow. The disturbingly cheerful smile finally leaves her face, and her first cry, which is full of as much despair as it is of hope, makes this a quietly powerful moment. Despite his sunglasses and his girl gang who insist he's hard-boiled, it's impossible to take this big-bellied man-child seriously at first. But it turns out the story behind that ridiculous outfit isn't just serious, it's seriously sad. Senor Pink's clownish appearance is a tribute to his dead son, one that he puts on for his wife, Russian. With their relationship already strained by their son's death, Russian leaves Pink among finding out that he's a pirate and not a banker, as he'd actually claimed to be. She's then involved in an accident and ends up in a vegetative state. A shattered Pink visits her in hospital every day. One day, on impulse, he puts on a baby bonnet to coax a smile out of her, and to his great surprise, he succeeds. That's the beginning of his transformation. A man brave enough to be ridiculed by all for the smallest reward, and the briefest moment of happiness has our respect. At number 7, we have Whitebeard's death. The Marineford arc remains one of the most significant arcs in One Piece, with its smorgasbord of characters, breathless action, and untold tragedy. The events of Marineford are especially important for the impact on Luffy's growth. One of these events is the death of Whitebeard, the strongest pirate in the world and a giant among men. Such is his power that it's only by resorting to treachery that his opponents can gain an advantage over him, and such is his legacy that right after announcing the existence of One Piece and the upheaval it'll bring, he dies standing despite having sustained 267 sword wounds, 152 gunshot wounds, and 46 cannonball injuries. Tragedy and romance blend to make Whitebeard's death one of the most memorable in One Piece, one of the saddest as well.
感謝している。さらばだ、息子たち。
オラはてっきり国の一大事かと。なんだ、俺が騙されただけか。
That brings us to the death of another mentor. A father figure to Chopper, Dr. Hiriluk's an oddball quack with weird hair who's more adept at harming patients than actually healing them. Yet behind his much ridiculed exterior lies a man with a beautiful dream that even a fatal illness can't kill. Call him stupid for drinking poisonous soup just because it was made by his naive protege, or for walking recklessly into the evil Warple's death trap, but there's something about a man who faces death with a smile, and a fool isn't how you describe him. When Hiriluk faces a firing squad, he reminds everyone that a man dies not when he's shot or felled by an incurable disease, but when he's forgotten. The doctor takes his own life with one of his failed medicines after raising a toast to a life well lived. It goes without saying that this eccentric man will forever be remembered by the people and lives he touched.
ありがとよ、チョッパー。
For this list's first moment directly involving a member of the Straw Hats, we have Robin's raw cry for help from the top of Enies lobby. Taken hostage by the CP9 and its hateful Chief Spandam, Robin turns on her crewmates when they come to rescue her. Behind this rejection is a fear of betrayal and a mistrust of all born of the scars of a horrific past. Robin's the sole survivor of a tribe of archaeologists killed for their ability to read the forbidden poneglyphs. This ability earned Robin a bounty as an 8-year-old and the epithet Devil Child, making her a pariah and a hunted figure. When the grown-up Robin met the Straw Hats for the first time, it was as an adversary, but in her time of crisis, she realizes that the bond she reluctantly formed with them is strangely hard to break. Looking into their determined faces, she gives voice to her honest feelings for the very first time in her life. It's our first glimpse of the real Robin in a moment that stays with us for a very, very long time.
行きたい。私も一緒に海へ連れてって。
If an air of melancholy seems strangely suited to Robin, it's the last thing you'd expect in the context of Brook. But for all his fondness for song and dance and ladies' underwear, the skeletal Soul King has been through an ocean of sadness. Once a living, breathing member of the Rumbar Pirates, he watched half of his crewmates succumb to a mysterious ailment and the rest to the unknown terrors of the Florian Triangle. He died with them, only to be revived by his devil fruit powers and cursed to an afterlife of solitude. That was until he became a valued member of Luffy's gang 50 years later. There's this one moment when Brook, playing Bink Sake on the piano during a celebration with the Straw Hats, takes us back to the last time he sang the same song with the Rumbar Pirates, a final hurrah before death. As the tune plays in this flashback, we see the cheerful crew fall to their death one by one until Brook remains. It's remarkable how this moment uses one song to evoke a mood of pure joy on the one hand and a deep sense of loss and loneliness on the other.
トリオ。 デュエット。ソロ。
まだだ。もう少し。生きてるぞ。
Struck down by a debilitating disease that left him an orphan and an outcast and caged his heart in self-destructive anger, Trafalgar Law was never meant to survive his childhood. Yet he did, and he owes it all to one man, Don Quixote Rocinante, aka Corazon. Law initially hates the bumbling, mute Corazon with a vengeance, but through a series of events, Corazon ends up earning Joffrey's ire by stealing a devil fruit in order to save Law from his terminal illness, even sacrificing his life for the young boy. While Law's life to this point has been a never-ending cycle of tragedies, the moment he loses Corazon is undoubtedly his lowest point. From his hiding place behind a protective layer of silence placed around him by Corazon, Law can only watch helplessly as his savior embraces death with a full smile. Corazon's final stand against his ruthless brother and his final words to Law, as well as Law's silent screams, make for such a powerful scene that it has to take number 3 on this list.
だけど僕は幸せだった。今まで大切にしてくれてどうもありがとう。
A running theme in One Piece is brotherhood. But brotherhood isn't only between men. One of the most beautiful depictions of the spirit of Nakama is the bond between the Straw Hats and their first ship, the Going Merry. Merry's so beloved and treasured that her soul takes on a visible spirit form and gains a human voice. After numerous adventures together, there comes a time when the Straw Hats must say goodbye. Such a decision can't come easily, especially for a group of people who place connections of the heart above all else, and it leads up to one of the crew's biggest internal crises. In a fit of rage, Usopp, who has a special attachment to the ship, challenges Luffy to a fight. The winner gets to keep Merry. When he loses, Usopp walks out on the crew. This is by far one of the most emotionally bruising moments in the series, rivaled only by the equally poignant send-off Merry gets a little bit later. Watching the Straw Hats, including Usopp in his Sogeking mask, give Merry a Viking burial and say their final goodbyes, it's just impossible not to be moved by their broken sobs.
ありがとう
Big brother to Luffy, son of the infamous Goldie Roger, a commander of the Whitebeard pirates and a handsome rogue, Ace remains the series' most charismatic figure. Now we know him better, it's impossible not to root for him, but the joy that comes from watching him narrowly escape execution swiftly turns to sorrow as he dies at the hands of Akainu to protect Luffy. The gaping lava hole in his chest makes such powerful imagery, it's no wonder Akainu's one of the most hated characters. Ace's final moments with a distraught Luffy, his last words of gratitude and Whitebeard's silent tears will forever be cemented in our hearts. In the hundreds of episodes that have since followed, there hasn't been a more tragic and impactful moment yet.
俺は生まれてきてもよかったのかな。
そりゃあお前生きてみりゃわかる。
And there we have it, the top 10 saddest moments in One Piece. Can we ever get over them? Like this video and subscribe to ViniiTube for more content like this. Did any of these moments make you cry? Comment below and let us know. I'll see you next time on the next video.
いつかまたどこかで会ったら酒を飲みながら話してくれ。